Morning everyone. This week I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the process of getting a psychiatric assistance dog. In the UK there is a process of obtaining a dog which cannot be a toy breed or a brachycephalic breed. You must get a letter from your GP or psychiatrist to verify you need one, and for me, my GP confirmed that I suffer from anxiety, depression and chronic PTSD and would benefit from the use of a psychiatric assistance dog. This in itself costs money, just for the letter. You also have to have the dog signed off by a vet to say that the dog is healthy and able to be an assistance dog. And this is where I began to experience some problems. As I said last week, Koda is a German Spitz Klein, and the charity put up quite a fight on the size of the dog. Despite me explaining the various physical limitations I had and the fact that a big dog would easily pull me over and require a lot more exercise, which with my fibro could be difficult some days. This did not start my relationship with the charity off in a good place. This would continue to be more frustrating as we went along the journey. After I finally got them to agree on Koda's breed, I went and picked him up, and it was love at first sight. Koda and I had an instant connection, and he was a very bright little puppy. As soon as he had his vaccinations, I began to take him out, socialise and train him. This is where the next issue and financial impact came in. The charity is very new and was still trying to figure out the process for what it wanted, which meant lots of changes to the training requirements for Koda and I. It also meant not only did I have to pay for professional puppy socialisation, puppy training and further training courses, I was then required to pay for one-to-one sessions with a trainer, which at £60 a time and a requirement to meet once a month was a real drain on my finances, which aren't exactly huge as I'm unable to work and rely on ESA and PIP. So we was then told that Koda would need to pass a public access test before doing his specialised behaviours, and this test would include working around distractions such as dogs, other people, wheelchairs and all sorts. He needed to be able to use public transport, lifts and stairs as well as other things. He must settle and not pick up things dropped on the floor and be taught when to urinate. But again, the goalpost was changed as to when Koda needed to know his task-specific behaviours, and he now needed to know these before his public access test. He has to perform 2 specific behaviours, which for Koda is reminding me to take my medication by listening out for a ringtone and alerting me to a panic attack before it happens. This is a really lengthy and difficult process, made harder by the charity's changing of goalposts as they find their way. Koda has not officially passed his public access test yet, as I've been too poorly for the last couple of months. This means I have to continue to fill in his daily training log sheet, and not only on the original Excel spreadsheet, but now also online. Once passed, Koda will have to pay a yearly fee to the charity for registration, as well as being assessed yearly to make sure he still meets the requirements of an assistance dog. He will also need veterinary checks up yearly, as well as keeping on top of his vaccinations, which again adds to the financial impact. What I really want people to understand is how I and others like me are being further penalised financially to have access to something to make our day-to-day lives a bit more bearable, because of the conditions that I did not ask for and were not my fault. I've had to pay out thousands of pounds at this point, not only for Koda, but for the equipment to identify him as an assistance dog in training, for vet trips, vaccinations, medical forms, insurance, training, and many other things. Don't you think these services should be given to those in need, as it is for guide dogs, medical detection dogs, hearing dogs, and many others? This is why I'm asking you to please share this with others, so that they can understand some of the hardships trauma survivors go through just to get through the day. Be the voice, be the change.